Keeping It Real with Jillian Michaels.
After this past week, arguably the past year, likely the past 5 years, I'm starting to come to the conclusion that the biggest political problem in America isn't extremism, it's cowardice. This is what passes for courage now. Talk tough about the other side and pretend that your team is made up of angels and scientists. Meanwhile, the fringe gets louder, uglier, and more mainstream because none of us want to be the adult in the room. Seriously, Democrats, Republicans, it's the same script. They'll condemn extremism as long as the extremist is on the other team. Dems don't want to call out their lunatics because they're terrified of getting eaten alive by AOC and her army of angry lesbian baristas with nose rings who wear a Palestinian flag as a shawl, along with, of course, their counterparts, the band of brothers in Ninja Turtle costumes at Portland protests. Meanwhile, Republicans, they don't want to check their own fringe because they're afraid to lose the votes from followers of a guy who lives in his mother's basement, thinks Hitler was cool, and that women secretly want sexual violence. Come on. And the way certain people tiptoe around that guy specifically, you would think he's a great white shark with a podcast. He's a white supremacist, misogynist, anti-Semite, a literal Costco bulk value pack of terrible human characteristics. And it's not just online insanity. We're talking about real people, real offices. Graham Plattner, the Democrat running for Senate in Maine, Nazi tattoo, posts calling cops bastards. Some Democrats condemned him. Others, like Bernie, they still back him. Why? Politics over principle, of course. Jay Jones, the now elected attorney general in Virginia, literally said that he would put two in the head of his opponent and wanted to watch the guy's babies die in the arms of their mother. Obama showed up to campaign with that guy at a rally for Abigail Spanberger, the new governor of Virginia, who also could not find the backbone to insist he step down. Zohran Mamdani, New York's new mayor, who refuses to condemn Hamas after some of the most barbaric attacks in modern history. A guy who also wants to bring socialism to the West. This guy has left the left's establishment Dems essentially conceding that this is the future of their party because we haven't seen how that plays out historically. On the right, while Vance did condemn Fuentes, he also declined to directly condemn the racist and hateful messages leaked from the Young Republican National Federation group chat, a thread that included some professing to love Hitler, racist caricatures of Black Americans, rape jokes, including one describing the act of sexual violence against indigenous people in colonial times as epic. Rather than condemn the message, Vance framed them as edgy, offensive jokes from young people doing stupid things and cautioned against what he called pearl clutching. This is where we are. Nobody's asking for censorship. We're asking for a spine. A free society doesn't silence hate, but it should absolutely marginalize it and at the very least aggressively condemn it. Letting racist, sexist, anti-Semitic vitriol slide under the banner of open dialogue and big tent politics is not bravery. It's moral paralysis. Because racism, misogyny, anti-Semitism, and the celebration of violence are not political ideas. There are no statistics or moral frameworks that make those things acceptable, and everyone knows it. Being responsible is not cancel culture. It's civilization. The threat isn't the lunatic on the fringe. It's all the sane people in the middle who are too scared to say something. Courage, it's simple, guys. Stand up for the truth. Fight for what's right. Don't back down. But if you can't, at the very least, say Hitler was bad and condemn Hamas without checking your polling numbers, you don't deserve office. And here's the irony, okay? By playing it safe and refusing to confront extremism, leaders think they're protecting their power, but all they're really doing is driving reasonable people away. Anyone with a brain and even a frog-sized pair of balls is going to bail. We saw this with the jailbreak of Rogan, Gabbard, Kennedy, Musk, all leaving the left when it became the norm to chemically castrate minors who were gender dysphoric. America doesn't need bystanders. We've got plenty, okay? What we need are people willing to say, my side has lunatics. Your side has lunatics. How about we don't put them in charge? The danger is not one live streaming Nazi cosplayer or an Antifa kid who thinks arson is a love language. It's adults too gutless to be real leaders. These boys are not misunderstood. They are seriously misguided. I'm proud of women who teach and lead, but it's absolutely harder for women and arguably counterintuitive for us to teach boys how to be men. This particular responsibility calls for men to step forward and model mature masculinity. To Tucker and JD and Bernie and Obama, you're proven leaders. What these young men need now is not sympathy, but firm accountability, clear expectations, and then committed mentorship. Our responsibility is to serve as stepping stones for the next generation, offering them the benefit of our lessons and the lessons learned by those before us. That sometimes requires delivering hard truths so they can avoid far harsher consequences. And ultimately, if those in power won't be the manhole cover on crazy, the rest of us have to be. The reasonable majority, right, left, center. We're done being held hostage by the clinically insane. Democracy doesn't collapse from violence. It collapses under the weight of feckless actors. Extremism doesn't need to be strong to win. It only needs all of us to be weak. America cannot withstand one more indifference. We need to rise together, shoulder to shoulder, and guide the next generation with a shared standard of decency, accountability, and civic responsibility to build a culture worthy of the nation we want to leave our kids.
Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the podcast, please like, comment, subscribe, and share. And make sure to let me know what guests you want to see on in the future.